channel Mastering C++. Aim of the channel is to impart professional knowledge of C++ programming. In the very first lecture, I am covering basics of pointers, as this topic is very much required to become a professional programmer. Without the knowledge of pointer, we cannot write efficient programs. However, those who are new to the programming may find pointer a little bit tricky, confusing, and sometimes hard. But believe me, it is not that difficult as we think of it. Guys, it is unavoidable and we have to learn it. We'll be covering pointers in two parts. First part would be the theoretical part. Second part would be the hands-on practices of C++ programming. Coming to the pointers theoretical part, pointers is basically mechanism to refer the memory address. As we all know, objects can be accessed by its name and address. So here we can see that T star is the pointer to T. Here T can be any data type like character, structure, integer. For a moment, let us pause the video and see the graphical representation of pointers, how it stores the value. Here I have declared a integer variable 1 which stores the value 20. So this is the graphical representation. Here we can see that the variable 1 has got a address 2040 and another variable which is a special one variable which is prefixed with the star, that is called pointer variable. It is special because it only stores the address of a variable. So at P we have stored the address of variable 1. So here we can see that P holds the address of variable 1 and M% is the address of operator. Means suppose you want to take the address of any object, be it a integer, a character, you have to prefix with the M%. So now we can play around the address by using pointer variable P. So here star P is the dereference operator. It is basically used to extract the value pointed by P, another variable, that is pointer, that is variable 2. Now coming to the advantages of pointers, it has got many advantages, as we all know that in the pointer we play around the address of any variable. So potentially you need not pass the large amount of data across the function. So if you use pointers, it will be done at a very low cost. And since copying is not involved, so using pointer makes the program efficient. It is much faster than the static variable. So coming to the dynamic memory allocation, which is one of the important part which can be done using pointers only. So we will be explaining in the subsequent lectures. And last is the saving the space, because the same variable, if you know the address, you can access from the different places using the pointers. Now I would write some of the programs related to pointer. So this I am doing in the Eclipse. You may choose any ID, it will remain same. So what I will do is I'll declare variable 1 to 20 taking a pointer variable which will contain the address of variable 1. Now if we print now we have to save it, compile it, there's no error, so we can run as local C++. So here we can get the value. Suppose somebody prints variable 1 and forgets to prefix the dereference operator. So here variable 1 is equal to, this is the address where variable 1 resides. To get the value which is stored at this location, we have to give the dereference operator, that is star. Now I would discuss the classic program, that is pass by value and pass by address. So it is a program by which you can understand how pointer is useful and how the pointer manipulates the value by using addresses. So here I would declare two variables like m and n. So m is to exchange the value of m and n, is if we call a value that is swap, and if we pass m and n, and we'll write and swap and we have to take temp variable which will store the, let's say, value n. So m will be storing the n. So m and n has not changed. So why it has not changed? Because you must have heard the term actual and formal arguments. So these are the a, b is the a and b is the formal argument, and m and n are the actual. So actual is copied into the formal, but since these values m and n are local to this function, any changes happening in a and b will not reflect in the main function. So we have to do some other method like pass by address. Like I'll change the name of this function swap by address. Here, instead of passing m and n, we will pass the address of m and n, because you know that when you append the variable with an ampersand, it will store the address of the variable. So what I will do, I'll copy the same function to save the time. So now here, to collect the value, you have to write. Now this you have to take the normal variable. So this is warning is showing because I am not returning anything. So here we can see that the value of m and n are swapped. So here one thing we need to understand is that when we pass the address of m and n and did some operation, so it's in fact value has changed, it has been stored. So here it did not reflect because a and b are local to this function, and here since we are working on address, these value are changed from where it has been stored. So this is one of the classic example where we can use the pointer. So some food for thought I am sharing. Just think for a moment. If we write something like this, will it work? The error, it cannot be initialized variable, pointer variable with an r value of type int. So we will discuss in detail with the r value and l value, but it is very disastrous to write because these value, the pointer a is supposed to store the address of some variable. So we here we are assigning some random value. This might be the address of some critical programs or something. So it leads to, suppose if we write this, it leads to the crash of the program or crash of the PC even, because this address might be some of the address which system is using. So we will discuss about L and R value in the detail in subsequent videos.